It's finally that time. Kansas City Chiefs week. Dolphins already in London. It's about to be a movie. This is the game that we've been waiting for in general. This is the game that Dolphin fans really wanted to be week one because we wanted to come out and show the world that we're the best team in the NFL because we watched all offseason. We seen us add all the pieces we need. We seen how seriously Tua took this offseason. And even getting Jalen Ramsey and David Long Jr. and Deshaun Elliott, the whole team, like from the owner on down to the players, took this offseason so serious. Like, we all seen that, and we wanted to come and prove it to the league out in front of everybody week one. So that's what Dolphin fans wanted, but we ended up getting it week 9 right before the bye. So I'm going to just come out and say it. Usually this got a bad connotation, but we are 1 week before the bye. So we could treat this like a mid-season Super Bowl. We need a win. And when I say we need a win, it's not because the media narrative and because I feel like we need to beat the Chiefs before I can believe that we can beat good teams and that I believe this team is a legit Super Bowl contender. I already know that this team is a legit Super Bowl contender and we will win it all this year. This is the year the Miami Dolphins host the Lombardi. I'm not worried about that. What the narrative I'm worried about is that Tua Tagovailoa is the best quarterback in the NFL and heads and shoulders, light years ahead of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, right now this man has on 30 less attempts, he has 200 more yards, 3 more touchdowns, and 1 less interception. And his passer rating is over 10 points higher than Patrick Mahomes. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're not even playing in the same league right now and shouldn't be held in the same conversation. But since they playing today and everybody thinks, well, not today, since they playing on Sunday morning and everybody think that Mahomes is better, we finally get a chance to see it. We finally get a chance to see who is better out of Patrick Mahomes and Tua Tagovailoa. And I feel like all Tua haters just don't watch football because, like, the main thing y'all say, I mean, y'all said a lot of things throughout the years. Like, his haters always come up with like 2, 3, 4, 5 new narratives every year because he just be chopping them down. Every time they come up, they say he can't throw deep. For the last 2 years, he led the league in yards per attempt. They say he can't stay healthy. He's been staying healthy. They say he's too small. He's been balling. He's about to win MVP. So it's like his haters don't really watch football. So it'd be real aggravating to argue with them. But the most aggravating thing they ever say is, Tua's a system quarterback. Like, I get it. Like, you never played football. You don't know nothing about football, and you just talking online. I get it. But let me explain something to you. Anywhere that Tua goes, the system is going to look similar to this. Maybe somebody couldn't encapsulate everything that Mike McDaniel do because Mike McDaniel is a genius. But the overall system, the route concepts, it'll all be the same. The build of the team, it will all be the same because Tua is the type of quarterback who can take advantage of weapons like this. Every quarterback could not take advantage of weapons like this. Some quarterbacks just need a big body guy who gonna go up top and grab 50-50 balls, and we gonna throw it to him every time. A guy like that would never thrive with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Gotta think about it, because it's like Mike McDaniel was in San Francisco, and they ran a system real similar to what the Miami Dolphins are running today, but it wasn't the exact same system. It wasn't the exact same players or the type of players because they didn't have the quarterback that's as elite as Tua. So they couldn't have speedy guys where you need elite timing, elite anticipation, elite arm strength. And you need all 3 of these things to go together with a leader of a team. And he has to be an elite processor. So you can't just be a strong arm quarterback. And that brings me to why, like, saying Tua's a system quarterback rubs me the wrong way. Because the one who's truly a system quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Now, y'all might laugh at that, but just take a second and listen to what I got to say, right? So LaShawn McCoy, shady. He played for the Eagles with Andy Reid, and he played with Kansas City and won a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, right? So he was on Speak, and he was talking about how when he left the Eagles with Chip Kelly and went over to Andy Reid with the Chiefs, he was like, man, it feel like all the calls are exactly the same. I understand all the terminology. It's just like a couple, one or two plays that was really different. But everything overall, Andy Reid has been calling the same things for years. As in Andy Reid, the one who was getting the AFC Conference Championships with Alex Smith, somebody nobody think is a top 10 Hall of Fame quarterback, but a good quarterback in the league, had him doing all of this. Patrick Mahomes might just be a little bit better than Alex Smith. And that's enough for Andy Reid to go win a championship. The system quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid's system has always been successful. Always been successful. And now he got a slightly better quarterback, Alex Smith. And then the comments that be going hand in hand with y'all saying that he's a system quarterback is that, oh, Tua got all these weapons. Tua got all these weapons. Anybody can do this with all these weapons. Patrick Mahomes had the same Tyreek Hill. And look what Tyreek Hill doing with the Dolphins. He's balling. He's about to become the greatest wide receiver of all time. He was already the greatest wide receiver of all time when he was with Mahomes and Andy Reid, but they was holding him back. Now he with McDaniel and Tua, and it's very clear that he's the greatest, most electrifying wide receiver of all time because he became a Miami Dolphin. And I don't want to hear that nonsense that, oh, Tua don't just have Tyreek Hill. He got Jalen Waddle too. He got Devon Achane too. Hey, they ballers. I think Devon Achane, I think Jalen Waddle, future Hall of Famers, first ballot, just like Cheetah. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what I'm also saying is, hey, Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes had Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes had LaShawn McCoy. That was a super team. There's no way around it. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes looked great. He had amazing weapons. And we all gave him credit for that because we've seen teams with 2 wide receivers. We've seen teams with great running backs. We've seen that. But at the end of the day, as a quarterback, how great are you? What are you going to go do? But if anybody's the system quarterback, it's Patrick Mahomes. Because the whole system that Tua has, guess what? That was made specifically for him. Andy Reid still calling the same plays. The same plays that's been working for him his whole career. Just making regular adjustments that he do every year. He didn't do nothing special for Patrick Mahomes. Michael Vick ran this offense. Alex Smith ran this offense. You feel me? 3 completely different quarterbacks. But it all worked because it's the Andy Reid system that's so important. And unless y'all ready to say that Mike McDaniel is the greatest offensive coach of all time over Andy Reid and Bill Walsh, I don't want to hear that Tua is a system quarterback anymore. He's doing historically great things. So unless you have Mike McDaniel as number 1, 2 or 3 all time won't work for this argument because Andy Reid is already up there 2 or 3. So you can't say Tua Tagovailoa, system quarterback, 5th greatest offensive coach of all time. Patrick Mahomes, it's all him, 1st greatest offensive coach of all time, maybe 2nd. It just doesn't make sense. You feel me? And like just listening to the talking heads on ESPN, FS1, a lot of them just contradict themselves when it comes to Tua because they're not watching the games. It's crazy, bro. Watch a Dolphin game. Please, that's all I ask. Just watch one Dolphin game and your opinion on the Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa will change. The only people who think Tua isn't the best quarterback are the people who don't watch Dolphin games. And that's just the end of the story, really.